She didn't even take a knock. She did not even take a single knock from a Skull Crown full nuke. Hey guys, this is Hell Hades. This is a Raid Shadow Legends video. You might have seen yesterday I pulled this beast, Nekhret the Great, on my main account. This is a massive, massive new champion for me, for my account. It's one of the ones I've wanted for a long time. I did do a guide on him when he first came out, honestly, but since then, I think it's been way... I think the kind of understanding that he's mainly an arena champion has kind of come through, even though he's good elsewhere as well. So this guide is going to be mainly around how he performs in the arena. One thing I've just realised, I've just booked him out. Flippin' heck. So good for one of the best champions in the game. 2 books here, and then you don't even really need to get this one booked. If you just landed the 2 in the A2 and A3, you pretty much leave it at that, honestly. But only 6 books. I think he might be the lowest booked champion for legendaries I've ever seen. But there you go. Nekhret the Great, 6 books, and he's done. We're also, because none of us have got this this barrel, or none of us are really likely to get many in our lives, I'm just going to share it with you. I 6-starred him just now. I'm going to give him the big boy barrel. Not that I need to, I got a billion brews, but you know what? Big boy barrel. Let's feed it together. 1 click. Still pretty slow, actually. I thought it'd be quicker. 1 click. I'm still getting a cup of tea. Oh, no, we're done. We're done. 500,000 silver to do it. Pop. And a few tournament points for leveling him up. There you go. 472 points you get from 1 to 60 in a champion training event. Nekhret the Great is about to get built. Okay, let's go through his kit first, and then I'm going to show you the team that I'm going to build out to go alongside him, which I'm pretty excited about, actually. So it brings me a different option for my arena offense. And currently I've kind of got a few options in the bag, which I worked on with EU Rats and Grim, which is cool. But one more team is always good to have up your sleeve. So we've got an A1 with a triple hit. Means it is actually viable in stuff like Fire Knight, Clan Boss. It's got a decreased attack on it with a good chance to land. Each hit, 30% chance to land. Triple hit. And the effect cannot be resisted. What does that mean? You don't need any accuracy on this dude. And he's still got a really strong chance of landing decreased attack. It makes, honestly, I love his kit. I really love it. The fact that this says cannot be resisted makes you able to build him in a very different way to if that needed accuracy. So this is very cool. A2, it's an ally attack, but a bit of a wonky one, I would say. So teams up with allies to attack an enemy. Only allies under ally protection placed by this dude will join in the attack. So you get 1 as a passive from this one. So when you spawn, when you come into a round, and a round in the arena is the start of the fight. A round in Clan Boss is the first move, and you never have a second round. But a round in dungeons is like wave 1, wave 2, boss. That's how the way rounds work. So you only ever get 1 round in the arena, and you only ever get 1 round in Clan Boss, which means this will only proc 1 time. But it's very cool because it places block debuffs. It's insanely strong. Strengthen, oh my lord, and ally protect on the dude with the lowest max HP. So you decide where it's going to go. And the ally protect part can't be stripped away by a Madame or a Kaima or whatever. So it makes him probably the strongest champion in the game for offense arena, and one of the strongest for defense as well, honestly. The reason why it's so strong for offense is because block debuffs is like putting someone in your team in immunity gear. I'll give you a quick reference. I run an immunity Foley right now because I didn't have a Nekhret. And you see his stats here. 5.4k attack, 215 crit damage is okay. Think about how much more you do with Savage gear when you're slamming through somebody's defense. Plus, my stats are kind of low because my immunity gear is not that great. If I compare it to my Trunda in Savage gear, she's got like 260 crit damage, 6.5k attack in Savage. It's like infinitely stronger than that Trunda, than the Foley build. Which means now Nekhret allows me to bring Trunda in Savage gear because of that passive into a fight against a Tormins or a Hege or one of those nasty beasts which we don't want to face. So he just opens up crazy options for you in the arena because of this passive. So it's very cool. So yeah, and this ally attack will only attack with people that have got basically that passive that's happened, or people that you apply the A3 to, which is again block debuffs, ally protection, and strengthen. So the third ability is basically giving you someone else to come into the ally attack with you. It's very cool. And this becomes then more useful as you kind of move longer into a game. This A3 is more useful for arena defense and offense, and it's super useful in kind of any other content you want to throw them into. You know, Doom Tower stuff or what have you. Because again, you're putting another block debuff on someone, another ally protection out there, and another strengthen. So these buffs are insanely strong. He's also got this other passive, Unsleeping Aegis, where whenever an ally's attacked under the ally protect, places a shield buff on the ally equal to 30% of this dude's health. It's huge. It's like, it's so hard to kill the person that's got this protection on them. Ally protect, strengthen, block debuffs, and now when you take a hit, a massive old shield. It's nuts. So it should be very difficult for whoever you're protecting to be taken down if you don't win a speed race. You do have to beware against like people that are going to strip all your buffs away. They can't strip the ally protect, but they can strip the rest. So you wouldn't want to run them up against like a Madame team or what have you. But against the kind of Hege meta, against a kind of I guess Hege or Tormins are the two kind of people that I would target with this style team. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to build him in a shield set, which gives me even more protection for my team. I want him to be pretty damn quick. And I'm going to build him alongside building an immunity Kymar, or rebuilding an immunity Kymar, and an immunity Madame. So I'm thinking of a team that basically will have Kymar as my lead for speed, and also a sleep ability, a drop defense, and cleanse on a Madame, a protected Trunder for my damage, and Nekhret kind of just protecting people with shield set, and protecting the Trunder from taking debuffs. So we're going to build it out. I'm going to throw it into the optimizer to do it. I'll just show you how the team builder works in this. So we can go into the team optimizer here, and I'll kind of give you a bit of a run through around the settings I would use to do it. For those not aware, on the optimizer, we have added in any of the empowerment stuff, the Guardian, Faction Guardian stuff. So anyone who's got the Guardian ring active, you will see the stats if you get the latest version of the optimizer. It's all been done. In fact, we also did a whole bunch of fixes as well. So my leader then, my Kymar, I'm basically looking for immunity gear, because I need to be able to deal with Heges aside from Trunder. So immunity Kymar, and then basically what I'm looking for is as much speed as possible, but a minimum 300, and then as much accuracy as possible. So that's kind of all I want. I do need to beware that the lowest HP champion is going to take the buff. So I actually do need a minimum of 50k HP on him as well. And honestly, I kind of just want to go for a decent amount of kind of defensive stats anyway. So immunity Kymar in the mix. Nekhret, we want to go shield set. So shield set's going to give us that added protection. And I want him to be pretty damn fast. So I'm kind of looking for a minimum 240 speed. And then I'm just looking for as much HP as I can get. That's all I want. On my Trunder, she's already optimized for damage. I'm going to throw it in there and just see if I've got anything better since I last did it. Let me just see what her stats are right now. Don't forget, I'm going to be sleeping people with Kymar anyway. So I think she's... Let me just check her speed. Speed right now, 180. So we'll say 180 be our minimum anyway, just so that we can kind of do a good test of, do I have anything better than I had before? And then my last champion, my Madame. Again, she needs to be in the immunity gear. So she's going to go immunity sets. And I want her to be quicker than my Trunder. So we're talking like around 200 speed. And then I just want as much accuracy as I can. But again, minimum 50k health. That's pretty much it in terms of what I'm looking for. What I can do in terms of settings, so I can go into options. And there's actually a new thing in the optimizer as well, for those who don't know. If you want to change around masteries without changing them in game, you can actually unselect the ones you've got and select new ones. So you can select anything you want in terms of masteries. You could also tell it that I want you to assume that I'm going to glyph everything to max, or I want you to take all glyphs off my gear so I can see unglyphed what's my best gear. I'm going to use it with glyphs on because I don't have tons of glyphs right now. But yeah, that's what you can do. And you can also tell it to include locked artifacts from champions that are already being built or not as default. So there's a whole type of different bits of options you can use here. For this one, I'm going to throw in use locked artifacts for now and see what type of... In fact, yeah, I will. I'll use locked for now and see how crazy the difference in gearing is. Just run that through. It'll take a couple of minutes to run if you're doing a team. Get yourself a mug of tea, get it done, and then let's see what the results look like. In fact, it's almost done. There you go. We have got then, as options here, Kymar, a 300 speed Kymar with 537 accuracy, 59k health. Pretty sweet. We've got a Nekhret that can get up to 107k health, which gives your Trunder and gives the whole team like a 30k shield to get started at 250 speed. It's pretty damn nice. My Trunder, can I get anything more out of my Trunder? I would get an extra 137 attack for losing 6 crit damage. You can actually, if you're on the... It does push me up a load of accuracy, actually. Where's the accuracy coming from? What piece is this? These boots here. So these boots give me a bit more damage, but I would gain 33 accuracy from them. That's probably why we don't have that on right now. In terms of like what damage gain does it give me for that, I can just have a look here. I could click into skills. I would gain a few hundred per hit. It's not worth taking the accuracy knock, honestly, to do that change. But it's interesting to see. And then for my Madame would be a 219 speed, 655 accuracy, immunity Madame. Speed's maybe a bit higher than I need it to be. And that would be 56k health. Maybe I'd want a bit more defense in the mix. Honestly, that's with crit damage gloves on. So I don't really want crit damage gloves either. It's because of the high accuracy they're bringing. So I'm going to have a little play around with it, but it feels like it's a pretty solid look. Right then, let me show you the final build, and then I'll go into specifically the kind of masteries on Nekhret. So my immunity Kymar, we ended up with a 305 speed, 507 accuracy, good amount of health, good amount of survivability. So he's kind of just basically ready to go. He won't win that many speed races against fast teams. So I might even not have him in the lead. I might push Nekhret into the lead for the resistance aura on certain teams. So that's an option. The Madame is, or next speed tuned up is Nekhret. So Nekhret, shield set, 93k health. So I brought the health down for more resistance. I've gone for a 509 resistance. You don't have to go resistance in this build. I just kind of wanted to push a different angle to my Nekhret so I could deal with a different threat as well. So 509 resist. He's the only person not in immunity gear or covered with immunity. So if I've got a Hege coming at me, at least I've got a chance to resist the Hege as well and keep Nekhret in the game. We've got a good amount of shieldage here and a good amount of speed to get through his abilities. In terms of masteries, I've kind of gone for the resistance path because I went resistance build. You absolutely could take Bulwark as a kind of more defensive unit, and you could take Selfless Defender again as like more of a defensive setup if you wanted to be a pure kind of shield tank. Certainly in defensive style, I would do that. But this way, we've kind of got the resistance pieces. We've got the extra health on the support tree. Lasting Gifts is important on him because of all of the buffs that he's casting. There's more chance to put them on for longer. And I quite like as well rapid response to get a bit of turn meter back. It's probably the main ones here, really. Cycle of Revenge. If we're not going to go first, there's a good chance here that we get to our abilities quicker with Cycle of Revenge. So yeah, Nekhret is good to go. We then go into the Madame. So I've rebuilt Madame into the immunity set. And she has got, what, 210 speed, good amount of health and defense, and then 623 accuracy. So a decent amount of accuracy. It's not bonkers. You know, if you look at my higher accuracy one, it's more like 750. That's the best I can do in immunity gear, while still kind of remaining relevant with other stats. And then obviously the Trunda's going to be the nuke, the champion that we're protecting in this setup. She's got my lowest health of the team, which guarantees that she's going to get that first protection. And I'm able to run a Savage Trunda. So let's get him into the arena then. Let's see what we can do with this style of team. As I said, this would be a good test actually. Look at this. So we've got a Duchess here, so Shenron. You're the first up. Sifi. This is like a proper... I don't know what the actual quality of the gear is I'm up against here, but this is a proper kind of plat style team or high gold 4 team. So Duchess, tanky lead, 2 champions that can revive. Candy as the constant threat alongside Duchess. They pair really well. And then Tormins to try and stop you running fast. So Tormins is either pushing you to absolutely use immunity gear or bring Nekhret. This is a type of battle actually normally I would avoid or run an immunity team in. Whereas in this setup, I can come in with my Savage gear and I could come in and basically hopefully take them down. We've got Timer in the lead. It is a full auto comp. Let's slow it down. See, we got protection here as we wanted. Sleep out there. We get our ally attack out first. We're then going to Madame. We've actually got a second protection away. Does he just get an extra turn? Maybe I misread that. Maybe he gets an extra turn to lay that anyway. And then Trunda says, how you doing? We don't need all of the fanciness. And everybody's dead. Tormins got absolutely no chance whatsoever to deal with any of this team. No chance. He can't freeze anyone in this setup. So we get a nice reset from our Kaimar and down they pop. What we've got here, another very tanky team. Valk's probably a bit of a watch out. Look at this high team power means high resistance team. Valk's a bit of a watch out because Nekhret does throw out a lot of buffs. And Valk will push back your turn meter based on that. I'm going to clean some of that stuff off. High resistance though, so this Kaimar's accuracy is not enough to deal with this type of resistance team. But my Madame, I think, should be. We'll see. Is this immunity Madame cutting it in terms of accuracy now? We'll resist all of that. We've got block debuffs out, so none of that's going to affect us. This is the test. Yeah, so very high resistance, but perhaps we'll make him sit down anyway with the nuke. So one thing I'm not sure about is whether I should be running Nekhret's A2 ally attack or not, honestly. I'm not sure. I guess I'll play around with that. So we've got Hege teams here. This is another team that we're trying to counter. So let's slow it down again. You'll watch Hege coming at me. Only got the chance to deal with Nekhret. That's the only person he could do anything to. Everyone else is blocked, but we resisted it anyway with the resistance build. She can steal turn meter and stuff from us, but obviously Nekhret's resisting that as well. So it does give him a chance to nuke. Now, I guess, just consider what we've just seen. The nuke has landed. Okay? The nuke has landed. When we come back on, look at Trunda's health after Skull Crown just landed the cannon. She didn't even take a knock. She did not even take a single knock from a Skull Crown full nuke. That's what Nekhret does. Nekhret, the ultimate protector. Literally, Trunda's like that. I'm still ready, boys. Don't worry about me. I'm ready. And have a little sit down. And that is exactly what Nekhret does. It's bonkers. Absolutely nutty how much he brings to an offensive team, especially if you're not sure if you're going to be able to go first. Oh, look at this. This is a juicy one. Come on in, Fred. What you got? So, yeah, so this gives me another option on my arena offense. Just slow down and see what Hege's going to do here. Not a lot. So he has locked out my Nekhret. It's fine. I don't need my Nekhret for the rest of the fight. It's just a nice to have at that point. He's already done his job. And why didn't you have a little rest, fellas? Oh, man, this is a nice setup. Like, obviously, I'm like mid-gold 4 here, so I'm not fighting the best of the best and all that type of stuff. But it is satisfying when you start to get a champion that does this type of stuff. Hege? What Hege? What Hege are we talking about? I think Trundle might just give him a little bit of a tickle in a minute. What should we go for? A3 tickle? Oh, yeah. So there you go, guys. Look. This is probably the best use case for a Nekhret. But he can be used in a ton of other places, as I kind of showed in my original guide on him. This, for me, is absolutely like where he sits in the meta right now. I guess comment below. Where else do you use him? Ooh, I'm going to go for a nice lay down. I will see you later.